Hello everybody. Good Saturday to everyone. Today is March 31st. It's the last day of March of 2018. And tomorrow, for most of us, we know that tomorrow is Easter, the day that myself and many other people globally is celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The day that he arose back from the dead. Hello, come on somebody. So I titled this particular video as Seasons of Life, Singleness. And I just gotta show you all the goodness of the Lord just for a second. Don't y'all just love this view right now? I'm just loving it. I just love this view. So this is my current situation right now. I love it. I've been here for about over 3 months. Actually tomorrow will be 4 months living here. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm on the 3rd floor. Nice, beautiful view on great days like this. Beautiful, gorgeous. So I decided, since it's so beautiful out here, I was gonna film out here and just kind of share with you all seasons of life. I actually got this inspiration this morning from a dear friend of mine. I'm actually going to call her out, and hopefully one day she will subscribe. But I'm going to call out a dear friend of mine named Leah Simmons. She is part of a Facebook group called Seasons of Singleness, SOS. So it's a group for just singles, just walking the journey in our lives. And she put up an amazing motivation video last night, and I had the chance to listen to it this morning, talking about boundaries, and it's talking about her personal journey with singleness and things that she's able to do because she's single, and the certain boundaries that she put in her life. So I really thought that was an amazing I don't know what this on my foot, Lord mercy. So anyways, but after I listened to that and I started driving, I had a leadership meeting I had to go to at my church this morning, and it was about a 15-minute drive. So I started thinking, and I started appreciating the seasons that God have put into my life, that God had allowed me to live in my life. And trying to get emotional on this video, but God has blessed me with some beautiful seasons in my life. And we know that in the natural, we have winter, spring, summer, and winter. And there are some seasons that some of us may like more than others. There are seasons that we love. There are seasons that we feel that we could do without. I live in the state of Virginia, so we experience every season in the natural. When it's winter time, we experience the cold temperatures, we experience snow. When it's spring, it's beautiful like this. It's out here, you notice I just have this little cardigan. I don't know what you would call this, but I'm comfortable. I don't need a jacket on. I have my sunglasses on. I mean, it's a gorgeous day. The springs here are just gorgeous. Then we have summertime, depending on the year. Sometimes it could just be scorching hot. Sometimes it's like this. It just depends. And then we have fall, and the fall here is really beautiful as well. The leaves fall and change colors, nice temperature and weather. So I've been blessed to experience every season in the natural living in Virginia, because some states, some countries don't experience every season of the year because of the weather temperatures. But anyways, taken into that, as well as in the spiritual realm, in our personal lives, there are also seasons that we go in. And living a single life, it is a season. It's a season that I've been blessed to live in. I've been blessed to experience. And as of right now, I feel as though just recently, I feel like my singleness is relating to the fall seasons. And I say that because for so long, for so many years, I only liked the spring and summer seasons. I absolutely love the spring. The spring is awesome because April is my favorite month of the year. It's honestly the greatest month of the year because it's my birthday month, and April babies rock. April babies are the greatest. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. But anyways, I've always had a love for the spring and summer months. Summer, I absolutely love the summertime because I feel like there's so many things to do. Growing up, even to now, I love those seasons. So taking it into perspective with singleness, for many, honestly, I'll be honest with you, and I'm going to be real and I'm going to be transparent with you all, but take these shades off for a second. For many years, I did not like the idea that I was single. I'm just going to be real with you and transparent with you. I've had my seasons that I've dated people. You know, I went on the dates, I've had the breakfast, I've had the lunch, I've had the dinners. I went to go see the movies, you know, I got picked up, you know, all that, you know, great stuff, you know, you get your gifts, your birthday gifts, or your just because gifts. I've been through that, you know, the hand holding, you know, the puppy love, you know, I've experienced all of that, okay, in my 20s. But, even in those seasons, you know, I had the desire to be in a relationship and to eventually get married. Of course, all those relationships did not end up in marriage. Of course, many of you know I've never been married. I don't have any children. So, so when things didn't work out like I thought it should have, and I'm thankful that none of those relationships worked out, but you know, for a while, for a good while, I was discouraged. I was upset. I remember even recently, not recently as in necessarily this year, but I remember times and seasons I would plead with God and I would pray and fast about getting the relationship and getting married. And I reached a point, and if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that point was January this year. I reached a point January this year, and I remember in my prayer, I was on my knees, and I had my hands up, lifted up, and I said, you know what, Jesus, if you wanted me to get married, obviously I would get married. So obviously, you want me to be single. So if you want me to be single, that means I need to do what I need to do as a single. So I remember I wasn't crying, I wasn't upset. I remember I got up and I started up my day. And that's exactly what I've been doing since January this year. Even though I've already been I've been having a great time being single since I graduated high school, because I think that's when your singleness really truly starts. Just a little commercial with you all. When people get married and stuff and they say, oh, I've waited all these years, I waited 30, 20 something years to get married, and you're like 20, 24 years old, you're like 30 years old, you didn't wait that long. You didn't start waiting to get married. You didn't start waiting to get married until you was eligible to date. So most people wasn't eligible to date until you was 16 or 18. No, actually eligible to get married when it was appropriate age to get married. So most people wasn't even appropriately ready to get married till you're about 18, 20, 21. So I always use 18 because that was the year when I was approved for adulthood. I was actually living as an adult. I was working. I was getting ready for college. So that's the age that I started using. So technically, I've only been waiting for about 11, 12 years. So it's not, when you put things in perspective like that, it's really not a long time. So so getting back with the seasons of life, I noticed about 2 years ago, I started having appreciation for the fall season. To be honest with you, I don't think I ever fully appreciated the fall season. And, y'all gotta help me. I'm trying to get emotional in this video. But, I feel like this could help someone, and it's helping me. But I remember about 2 years ago, God just started doing some amazing things. He's always done amazing things for me. But, just some things that he shared, some things that I was able to experience. And it was in the fall time. And I remember I was able to really enjoy what God was doing in the fall time. And I remember just taking a break and looking back on how, because where I was living before here, I was living in a house, and we had a lot of trees around that house. And I remember the leaves will always fall from the trees, and the trees would change colors. And I just remember there was certain days, it was so gorgeous. Just the creation of God was so gorgeous. And I remember that year, 2 years ago, I remember it clear as day, November 1st, 2006. I remember got up that morning, and there was so much peace. It was such a peace of God that morning. And I remember looking outside, and it was like, peace was even in the description of creation. And it was just so peaceful outside. And I just saw like the leaves falling from the trees. The colors of the trees was changing. Just driving, to work or wherever else I had to go, that day. And I remember telling a friend that day, I said, today is the first day that I actually started having appreciation for fall. I don't feel like I ever really was able to stop the busyness of my life. Growing up, I don't think I was never really taught on how to enjoy the different seasons that God has blessed us with in the natural and even in the spiritual, in our own personal lives. And first time, I'm like, how old was I back then? 2 years ago, 28 years old. I was finally able to enjoy the fall season. And I feel like when I listened to that motivation video this morning, I felt the same that I felt that day about my singleness. I feel like I'm in a season where I'm finally able to stop with worrying about when I'm going to get married, who I'm going to get married to, how and when, all that stuff, and just really appreciate the singleness. Just like I have a new appreciation and love for fall. I really do like the fall now. Like, I really do. The beginning stages of fall, around October, November, I really do. I have grown to have an appreciation and a love for that season. And that's exactly what's happening right now in my singleness, that I have learned, and to be able to have appreciation. I mean, it's so beautiful. Like, if we singles could just sit down, and not so much sit down, but take a ride. I know gas could be somewhat expensive, but if you just go out and drive for about 15-20 minutes, just go and start driving. Go and start driving some places that you know is beautiful, and just start driving and be like, Lord, thank you. Like, I'm pretty sure you'll start seeing the beauty in things when you just take a break and just start seeing things in a different perspective. Like, I remember telling a dear sister this morning, she's one of my subscribers, and thank you again for all my subscribers. Thank you, Sister Alexis, for subscribing. But I talked to a dear little sister of mine this morning, as well at church, and I was just telling her, like, my schedule sometimes, and my schedule can get very, very busy, and I purposely do that for myself, because having a busy schedule for me keeps me out of trouble. It keeps me motivated. It helps me to be productive with my day. But so I was sharing with her how, like, I worked a full schedule yesterday with my full-time job. I left my full-time job and went straight to the gym. I was at the gym for an hour and a half. Then I left the gym. I went home, did a video, cleaned myself up, and I was in bed. I was so exhausted. I was in bed about 9-ish. I was asleep by 10 last night. And then I had to wake up. I woke up at 7, almost 6. I woke up about 6:30. Yeah, I woke up around 6:30. Read some scriptures. Listened to a message as part of my devotion. I got ready. I had to rush and get gas, and then I went to a leadership meeting this morning. Then I had a drama practice for our Easter service for our children, and then I left there. Then I went to Ruffner Middle School to pray over there for, I went over there to pray for the group, and now I'm home doing a video. And I was telling her, tell me in that schedule, how am I supposed to be with someone in that schedule? Now, I'm not saying it's not impossible. It's not impossible. But what I shared was, obviously, something's going to have to be removed, or something I'm not going to be able to do. So, for example, either I choose not to go out with the guy this weekend, we just say I'll just meet you sometime next week, or I would have to skip going to the gym, or either not do something that I have plans, and I have something planned to do today at 3 o'clock. And then also somehow in the mix, somehow I got to do laundry, somehow I have to do my hair, somehow I still need to do Uber tonight. So where in that time frame will I find time to date someone? Not saying it's not impossible, but there will be some compromising, and that's something that I shared. I'm like, when you start dating someone, when you get married, definitely when you get married, that's when you really start compromising. But really, it starts when you're dating, technically, because you begin to sacrifice other things that you would normally do to be with someone else, which is very normal. So, just to let you all know, we're 17 minutes in, and I'm not trying to hold you all on all day today talking about seasons of singleness, but I do want to share with you all that enjoy every season in your life. Enjoy it. We know there's a winter season. I'm not a big fan of winter. Shaking my head, I'm not a big fan of winter. But you know what? I appreciate winter, because in wintertime, I have Christmas break. That means I'm off of work quite a number of days. It gives me time to go visit family. It gives me time to be able to go to Florida sometimes, or go to New Jersey sometimes, or just stay home and be by myself and reflect and clean and do whatever I want to do. So springtime, I love the springtime because it's my birthday. It's beautiful outside. I love the summertime because there's so much more stuff to do. More people come out. The weather's beautiful. Fall time, I enjoy the fall. The fall is a very peaceful time for me, and the Lord just shows and expresses His love through His creation to me. So even in the times of when you're single like myself, enjoy that season. Find the good in it and run with it. The dear sister that I was listening to this morning, she was talking about she was taking a trip for her birthday for California because she can. And that is so true on so many levels. Like, I already have trips planned this year. Like, I'm planning on going to DC the first weekend of May. I'm planning to go to Florida in July. I'm planning to go to Atlanta in August. So when you're single, you could make plans and go to places and do really anything you want to do. I'm not saying to go out and be stupid and make stupid decisions, but like I said before, if the Lord wills, the Lord allows me to do certain things and go certain places, I'm going to do it. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to, I'm going to still leave the door open, of course, for me to meet new people, and get to know people that I already know. So yeah, if someone wants to take me out, yeah, you know, if you're cool people, and hey, let's go out, let's get something to eat, like let's hang out. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that don't waste your life thinking and dwelling and wanting to date and marry someone so bad that you waste your life, you waste your singleness, and then when you get married, you have kids, then you realize, man, I really wasted my singleness because there were so many other things I can do. You know, use this time, connect with people, love people, do the things that you enjoy doing, get your body right, get your mind right, get your emotions right, and be blessed. So I'm going to leave you all with that. I'm 20 minutes in. I hope you enjoyed it, and everybody have a great Easter. I don't know if I'm going to be on or not tomorrow, but enjoy the seasons of your life. Enjoy this beautiful, awesome season being single. Just saying. And today I am leaving and I'm going to eat some pizza because I can. And whatever happens today happens because I can do it because I'm single. So I love you all. Thank you all for tuning in. If you love this content, like, share, and subscribe, and share it to your people. Have a great one.